This video shows a quick design process on making a street library box. And the first thing I'm doing is choosing the rectangle tool to represent the book size that will be within this library box. And I've made it 20 inches long to accommodate about 20 books. And I've already decided on a height of those books and also a depth of those books. And so I'll push this book space box out to the depth that I want to have for these books. So now the library box needs to accommodate this size of rectangular box that includes these 20 books. First thing I will do is create the bottom of the box, and I've made that all the materials in this box are 3/4 inch thick. And the other thing that I want to do in this design is make the joinery somewhat simple and nailable, because I want to build this box with my grandchildren. Also, I've decided I want a sloped roof of 15 degrees. So the slope will go from the back to the front at a 15-degree angle. I've set some guidelines to help with that layout. And now I want to create some posts in the front and the back that will accommodate this book size. With the line tool, I'm creating the dimensions of the post in the front. It's 3/4 inch thick. And now I've got a face that I can double click and then make a component called the front post. And I will make this post, edit it, and pull it out 1.5 inches wide. So that's the front post, and I can use that post then to create the back post. I'll copy the front post, bring it back on the green axis, flush with the back of the book space, and then explode it and make it a component called the back post. It needs to be shorter to have the sloped roof, and I'll edit the component and draw a line here and use the push-pull tool to drop out the waist. Now, on top of these posts, I want to have a support for the roof plate. And I can just draw a rectangle on top of the posts, although this doesn't go in the way I want it to go. So I'm going to use the line tool and circumscribe that rectangle and double click and make that a component called roof support. Again, this is a component that is 3/4 inch thick. The push-pull tool, I get the 3/4 inch, and I need to extend the length out so that the roof overhangs the front and overhangs the back. I went about 3 inches in the front. I'm going about 2 inches in the back, and it would be nice to have a perpendicular face on the end of this support piece. Draw that line on the blue axis and push-pull out the waste. We need a side that encloses this area in the middle here between the posts. So I'll draw a box here on the inside, double click, make that a component, and call it side. And also that is 3/4 inch thick. Push-pull tool, type 3/4, return. I want that same side assembly on the other end of the book space. So I copy that and flip it on the red axis and connect it to the base plate that was previously made. We need a top or a ceiling on this space. So I'll just copy the bottom or the base and bring it up to the top of the book space. And this will require some editing. I'm going to make it explode it and make it a separate component called ceiling. And I don't need the book space anymore for reference, so I'll just delete that group and inspect the inside here. There's some editing on the ceiling to close the gaps at the ends, coming all the way out to the side piece. I may end up putting a rabbit in the side piece to accommodate the ceiling and also the base. Also, I pushed the front face in and extend out the ends of the base in the same way we've done for the ceiling. Get rid of the X-ray and I need to push the base in the inside of the post and also bring the ceiling into the inside of the post. I notice that I've got an interference here between the base and the front posts. I need to notch out a little bit of the front post, the corner of the post here, and just push that out. Now there's a little notch for the base plate. There's a space up here at the top that needs to be closed up. I'll call this the top rail. And bring its length across the top. Okay, that looks pretty good. The back, I'll just draw on the corners back here to get the back plate, and I don't have a face, because I've got the edge. I picked different corners, and I'm just going to undo and redo. Undo all these edges and start over. Be more careful about where I locate these edges. There's the inside. And I can now make that a component called the back, and use the push-pull tool to pull that across to the other post. The roof plate is also a 3/4 inch piece of lumber. That's the bottom face. Make that a component called roof plate. I'll be putting some roofing material on this, including some shingles. Pull it out 3/4 of an inch thick and extend it out on the ends about 2.5 inches or so. Bring the top, actually I don't want to bring that top out that much. It's already on these roof supports, is already extended out. And also, I would like to have a perpendicular face on the end of the roof. So I'll just draw a vertical line there, and then draw a little line here, which delete the extra line, pull that out, and delete these edges. I'll also straighten out the back edge at some point. Now we need a door or in this case, I'd like to use a drop lid, hinged drop lid, rectangle tool, double click, make component, and call it a drop lid. And push pull to 3/4 of an inch thick. Just to see how this looks, I'm going to select that drop lid, pick the rotate tool, and go to the center line of the rotation, where the hinges will be, and drop that down 180 degrees. We've got the basics here. There's going to be some nailing and joinery involved, but pretty simple.